Welcome to the Glow Up Girl podcast. I am Kyra Mitchell-Lewis. Welcome to October, fam, and shout out to the Late Show for heading back to the NBA Finals. Whoop, whoop. And now we are officially in fall, which I love. I love the fall season. It is my favorite time of the year. I love the cooler and crisper air. And of course, I've converted my house to all things fall. Probably like way too early, but I did it anyway. Also, I've been PSLing by home. Love that Starbucks creamer that you can buy in the store. So that's been my substitute for not being able to actually get out and go to Starbucks and purchase one. So how are you guys doing out there? Yes, I am pausing so that you can answer me back wherever you are listening from. I don't know about you, but I am still obviously living in this new normal, staying at home. We are all still adapting and shifting. Many businesses, both big and small, are still doing the same. My guest today, I'm really happy to have here, is Miraya Berke. She is the founder of Pop Productions Event Boutique Studio, the creators of Dessert Goals, the go-to resource for dessert lovers, business owners, and they host and create dessert-inspired experiences and offer a lot of dessert-inspired content. And she is also the founder of Rom-Com-Fest. Yes, a festival that celebrates love through film and experiences. And I can definitely think about a lot of my favorite rom-coms from the past and current. The Wedding Planner is like one of my all-time favorite movies, and I can watch that movie like every time it airs on even like cable with commercials, but it's on Netflix right now, so I've been able to watch it commercial free. Love Jones, it's on HBO Max if you have that app, so you can check that out there. The Best Man, Made in Manhattan. She founded this festival to celebrate love through film and experiences. So that's really cool. So Miraya will be here to join me in a few minutes to discuss how she shifted her in-person experiences to virtual, all to continue to use her platform to support the small business dessert community. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Glow Up Girl podcast. I am Kyra, and I'm so excited because I am joined by Miraya Berke, who is the founder of Pop Productions, and she is doing some super amazing things with two of her platforms. She has Dessert Goals, and then also a little something called Rom-Comfest that I'm so excited to talk to her about. So welcome, Miraya, to the Glow Up Girl podcast.
Thanks. So excited to be here.
Awesome. Well, I have to say that I love your website, and I loved your I felt your personality coming through your website when I first found you and saw you, and I was like, oh my God, like I think I would like her.
Thanks. I tried. As I was just telling you, my name is like, I always say Miraya, like a ray of sunshine, which I think is quite aligned with my vibe of life and the events that I put together.
Yes. And you definitely, I love that you were throwing confetti in that picture that I saw of you. And I was like, oh, this is a girl that I definitely can get down with.
Always a good confetti picture does
Exactly. So we'll go ahead and get started. So let's just start talking about your journey. So tell the audience more about you and your background and what you do.
Sure. So I grew up in California, and I went to school at UC Berkeley and always had the dream of living in New York. So right after I graduated, moved to New York, worked for an event planning agency, was always the dream. After working at a few different agencies, was just never really happy doing events for other people, and kind of had this vision of creating events that I would want to go too. So I started my event agency, Pop Productions, when I was 24 years old. Started taking on different clients in the community space, shopping, food, and eventually in 2016, I had this idea with a friend for a dessert festival. It hadn't happened in New York yet. There was vintage fairs and pizza and beer and sort of everything, but there wasn't yet one for desserts, which we adored, and that was like our friendship was all around eating desserts. So we're like, let's just do it, let's see what happens, and booked a venue, started reaching out to vendors. All of a sudden it was like this one day 1,000 person event. Like, we sold out of tickets in minutes. We had all this press, like ended up being so much fun and really well received. And so we've just kept doing the events, have now had 9 festivals, expanded up to like 4-day events. Each one features between like 20 and 25 different dessert vendors, fun photo ops, all really around supporting small businesses and celebrating the best day ever. So that's been the main thing the last few years. And after a few years of planning dessert festivals, it was sort of like, what else brings me joy? What other sort of events would I want to go to? And so for me, rom-coms is something that brings me a lot of joy. And similar with dessert goals was like doing a bit of research and seeing like there's all these horror film festivals and anime festivals and everything, but no one had done a romantic comedy one yet. So kind of went through similar motions of planning dessert goals, but totally different industry. Never worked in film before, and no contacts, and just started putting together the pieces. And last year in 2019 was the first romcomfest in Los Angeles.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's been my world, a bit of desserts, a bit of rom-coms, and bringing people together to celebrate things that make them happy.
I love that. And I definitely, so obviously I know this year you did virtual dessert goals. So sort of talk through, because there are probably a lot of entrepreneurs that are listening to try to see like, how did you pivot? What did you do differently? What did you do to pull that off, and how was it received?
Yeah, it's been a hard year, as so many people are going through. And I think especially in the live event industry, and especially with my events, are so much really around the experience, around eating things. And so it was a lot of head scratching, trying to figure out what to do and how to bring people together, and did surveys to our community and just trying to figure out what people would want. So we had, at the end of July was our first digital dessert goals, and it was a 2-day online experience, a mix of live and recorded events. So tried to kind of bring in anything that people who like desserts would like. So a mix of baking along at home, how to take food photos, how to start a food business, really trying to think of anyone who is interested in the dessert industry. So it was really fun. It was definitely so different than our in-person events, and a lot of the people who joined, actually a lot are different, weren't even people who had been to our festivals before. So it was kind of fun. Right now our events have only been in New York and in LA, so people in Texas and Florida, all different cities were able to join online and at least get a taste of what we do. And so the programming was part of it, and then we also built out an online marketplace, which I think was most exciting. And really our mission with Dessert Goals has been supporting these small dessert vendors. So we rounded up all different dessert vendors across the US that were shipping nationwide, and each had different deals that you could access through them. So with your ticket, you could then get like free shipping or 20% off or different things to all these dessert vendors, and have your own little dessert festival at home. So it was fun. It was a lot of work. It kind of felt like a hackathon. It was like working with a web developer and editing videos and all these things I'd never had done before. And I definitely miss the energy of the in-person events. It just felt so different, not seeing a room of hundreds of people. The benefit, there was no like boxes to pack up and all those logistics.
No cleanup.
No cleanup, no setup. So yeah, pros and cons of it, but it was just something to kind of test out. And I feel like along with everyone else this year has been a lot of like throw things at the wall and see what sticks and kind of move on to the next. So I'm not sure if we'll do another like full scale like that event, but trying out kind of different durations to see how to help the vendors the most and just to create more unique experiences for people while they're safe at home.
Right. No, I think that's great. And like you said, this has been a year of just throwing. I'm definitely a throw things at the wall kind of person to see if they stick. If they don't, just try again, right? I love that you support small businesses. One of the things obviously that we do here at Glow Up Girl, it's really all about supporting and connecting, women. And a lot of those women are entrepreneurs themselves. And I think that, that's one of the things we like to foster is community and that opportunity to help someone else. Because a lot of times people just need to know how to go about, I think people just need a chance. Just give me the opportunity to figure out how to do something. I mean, how do you find your vendors? Are you finding people? Or are people finding you? How's that work?
It's a mix of both. A lot of just like Instagram stalking and Yelp. And in the beginning, it was definitely more me reaching out, and now it's a mix of people apply on the Dessert Goals website. There's a vendor application, so all throughout the year people will submit in applications, and then when we get ready to do another event, I'll look through those and pick them. And it's been 9 festivals now. Each one has had up to 25 vendors who worked with 180 small dessert businesses over the last few years, which is a lot. And we try really hard with each of our festivals to have a new rotation of vendors because a lot of people come back to them. So it's like a random kind of rule I set in the beginning was we didn't want any more than like 5 return, and then the rest would all be new vendors. So to keep it fresh. So it's a lot of like outreach and new relationships, and luckily as we've kept growing, people have already heard about the event, so it's kind of an easier ask to get them involved. But it's been so fun just learning about so many different types of desserts and really having at each festival there's like no overlap too, so it's like one person doing donuts, one person doing macarons, like all over. So especially in New York and LA, there's just an incredible wealth of diversity of desserts, and it's been fun getting to eat and learn about so many over the last few years.
Well, also everyone, Miraya also offers a dessert of the month. So that we must know about, because I mean, if you're at home and everybody's, doing a little bit more eating right now. So tell me about the dessert of the month and how you choose it and all the things about it.
Yeah, so that was a COVID pivot as well. We hadn't had that before. So June was the first month of dessert of the month. And the way it works, you can sign up either for a 1-month or a 3-month subscription. And it's $45 that includes shipping, and every month is a different vendor. So it's going to be a surprise what you get, and that each vendor picks what they want to include. So it's a fun kind of discovery of a new vendor as well as what they send. So I have been curating each of the boxes. Most of them have been our past like alumni of vendors who have participated in our festivals before. And really the hope with it is to be another revenue stream for these vendors. So many of them are used to doing catering events and all these like festivals and things, and so by all those events such as my own being canceled, they've all lost these big opportunities of revenue. So every month picking a different vendor, the majority of each sale of the box I'm just giving directly back to the vendor. So it's a way for them to make money and just to spread awareness around them that they're shipping nationwide. So I'll pick the vendor sometimes, like this month for October, to pick like a Halloween-y themed one. But otherwise it's a little random, just trying to jump around, so it's not like you're getting cookies every month in a row, really
Right.
a range of things.
Yeah.
And we feature them on the blog and our Instagram and in newsletters, and try to tell the story of that vendor as much as we can as well. And then it's a fun surprise what you get in the mail will be a range of desserts from that vendor, as well as a fun little piece of swag from Dessert Goals.
Oh, nice.
And a cute little sticker sheet and a note from me and little a Dessert of the Month sticker that goes on the outside of the box. So has been fun sort of figuring it out as we go, as with everyone else and everything else this year, like how to launch a subscription service,
right.
all of these things. But it's been good. So this is June, July, August, September, going into the fifth month right now. Yeah, 5th month. So yeah, every month we've been learning. I send an email after the box ends asking for feedback and learning based on what people are looking for. And yeah, just trying to do something fun for people to look forward to. I think there's this need of wanting a surprise and just something fun to have. So getting a mystery box of desserts in the mail, I think fulfills that, and is a great gift idea. Also, if you don't know what to send someone, we've seen a lot of people who for Father's Day were bought like 3 months of it for their fathers and stuff. Aww. So it's cool seeing, and you can leave a little note as well with your order that we write in, so to kind of see the messages and what kind of things people say to
that's that's awesome. I mean, and you're right, there is something to the whole idea of surprise and delight. When you just get something in the mail and you're like, wait, what? And then when it's dessert, it's even better, because I love dessert myself. So
totally, you would love this box.
I definitely need to sign up for it.
In the same way, when people come to the Dessert Goals Festival, when we have like 25 different vendors there, maybe you already knew a few of them that you follow on Instagram and are excited, but the rest is such this discovery if you've never even heard of certain types of desserts or something. So it's sort of trusting that Dessert Goals can do that curation for you, and that you'll learn and discover new treats.
Awesome. So what's your favorite dessert?
Oh, that's such a hard...
okay, get top three.
No, it's totally fair. I think I always say I feel so boring, sort of, but in so many times, I think the thing that I crave or could just keep eating is just like chocolate chip cookies is definitely
that's a classic.
Comfort. The Levon Bakery in New York, their cookies, if you've seen pictures, are just these like hunks filled with like gooey chocolate. That I think is the all-time fave. What else? I'm a huge like soft serve, like Dole Whip fan too. I've been recreating those at home these last few months. Of fun, like refreshing, light things.
Right.
And yeah, oh my gosh, there's just so many good desserts.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
One that I discovered at Dessert Goals and have had over the years, this is random, but just popped in my brain, is these Portuguese egg tarts. They're like pastel de nata, and one of our vendors in New York makes them so good. I think I was just looking on Instagram at them and thinking about it. It's like a creme brulee, flaky, gooey, and that's amazing.
That does sound, sounds like that melts in your mouth. So now you're gonna be ordering or making that yourself here pretty soon.
It's the dangerous, like I'll spend hours looking on Instagram at desserts, and then I'm just like, need something sweet now.
Yes. And then after you eat it, you're like, oh man, why did I have to eat the whole thing? Like you go in saying,
about that balance, all about the balance.
Oh, for sure. Now, can you tell the audience, because you are a planner and an event planner at heart, can you give some ideas for the upcoming holiday season for anyone who is planning a virtual holiday shindig?
Yeah, I love that. Well, I've been really enjoying a lot of virtual activities these last few months. I feel like different friends I talk to are at such different variations of how much they've sort of dipped their toes into this or not, but virtual game nights I think have been so fun, just on Zoom. Playing a game. I played with some friends last night. We played code names online. Like, there's so many different websites that have these virtual games, and then you can like screen share and play together. So things like that I think are really fun in a way to be festive. There's also so many of these independent creators that you can find online through like Airbnb experiences or different event platforms where you can hire someone to host an experience for your family. So you can do like a cooking class together or a wine tasting or something fun that feels more interactive and special, or someone could host it themselves, even like maybe with your family or with friends, you switch off who hosts a different activity or like a bartending session. I just did with the game night last night with my friends. We made cocktails and like delivered them at their door and left it at the door and came home. So we were drinking cocktails at the same time while we played it virtually. It was a fun, I think everyone just needs like the mix of the virtual with the physical, I think is really fun. If there's even as simple as like ordering dinner from the same place or similar, like everyone orders Chinese food or something, and then you are eating the same thing while you play a game or watch a movie, makes that feel more connected, I think is really fun.
No, those are really great ideas. And I definitely think with the holidays coming up and people, you know, maybe not being able to connect physically, I think those are some amazing ideas. I did see something on maybe through in my Instagram feed came through as far as like, even like date night, like it helps you create sort of these boxes that you can get where it's like the perfect date night if you want to do almost like if you want to do painting together, or if you want to make something. So a similar format. So I'm pretty sure a lot of those people too were just like pivot.
Totally. I saw really cute. Well, my friend and her boyfriend are doing long distance right now, and they started this thing called dinner roulette, where on like Friday nights they both surprise each other and order dinner for the other person, and then they go open the delivery and do like an unboxing together basically, so they don't know what they're gonna eat and talk. And I thought that was such a cute
That's a cool idea. Yeah, that's really cute. I like that. See, look, now everybody listen, these are some great ideas that you should be trying at home. I mean, at least you'll have the rest of the year to try them.
Totally.
At least so. So now let's move on and talk about Rom-Com, because I mean, I love romantic comedies, and I was actually on Netflix yesterday and I saw that there was like this whole new like release of like all these romantic comedies that I love, and I was like, oh, Atlas. So why was this an important genre to you to focus on?
Yeah, well, I definitely have to credit and thank Netflix, I think, for this idea and for the comeback. And I've always loved rom-coms, and I think a lot of people do. I've learned as the more and more I talk about it, but it's been sort of this forgotten genre. There hasn't been really great new ones over in most recent years until this like resurgence of like 2018. I think Crazy Rich Asians was a huge like indicator of it. And then my idea of creating Romcomfest was like after I had worked on this conference all day, I came home and I turned on Netflix and I watched To All the Boys I Loved Before, and then I watched Sarah Burgess is a Loser, like back to back. Was like two of Netflix rom-coms, and I was just like, these movies are so good. They make me so happy and joyful, and like we need more of this in our lives. So that was definitely like tilt my hat to Netflix for helping bring these back, and has been so amazing in just turning out all these fun, happy to watch rom-coms. So that was the initial idea, and I think with the festival, so last year was the first year, really had this goal of celebrating a mix of new and classic rom-coms. I think there's so many classics that got people into the genre, obviously, and that we can recite by heart and bring us so much love, but obviously they're not the most diverse, most of them, or representative, and don't really show all aspects of love. I think that was my biggest like goal in starting the festival, was to make sure that we're really telling the story and representing people as best as we could. So the festival is a mix of, like, last year we had 5 classic films of like anniversary screenings and brought the cast and writers in, and then we had new films, so people could submit in their rom-coms and their shorts, and we had selection and jury, and we're able to really show different types of love. There was like a polyamorous relationship, and ones that don't end in happily ever after, and female empowerment, all different types. So that was really my vision with it, was to celebrate this genre and all kinds of love, and just bring people together, and also have like rom-com books as part of it, and podcasts, and there's so many things that are coming out more and more these last few years around the genre. So just trying to be a hub for people to celebrate it, of this mix of classics that we love, and discovering new storytellers of the genre as well.
Now that is awesome. And to all the boys I love, oh my God, like that is one of my, well, both of them. I'm like waiting for this last one, and I know they haven't, like, I mean, they did a table read online, probably like maybe a month and a half ago or something. And I was just like hanging on like this, what? So it's such a great movie, but I agree with you. What?
Read the books?
So I've read one of the books now. And I have not, because my sister and I were sharing. She had the books, and she's like, "Oh, I'll give you the other book." And then coronavirus happened, so we never got we never got back together. And then it already, like, I couldn't wait, because I usually do like to read the book before I watch the movie, and but I couldn't wait. I was like, I have to just go. I have to know who's she gonna pick. So definitely, you know, and gosh, one of my favorite all-time ones, and I want to know what your favorite rom-coms are, but one of my favorites is, I absolutely love The Wedding Planner.
I just saw that's on Netflix right now. Did you watch it again recently?
Anytime it's on TV, like even if it's on just like TBS or TNT, like with commercials, I will actually sit there and watch it. And my husband always goes, "How many times do you actually need to see that?" And I was like, as many as it plays.
Okay, I have not seen it in years. I'm inspired. That's probably what I'll watch tonight on Netflix. So thank you. It definitely, you know, they allow and give you that opportunity to step outside of like what's happening in your life. And most times, you know, it's going to end well. For somebody. Now, there may be a character who is not happy, but somebody's going to be happy. And so, I mean, it's fun. What are your top 3? Top 3. So 10 Things I Hate About You is the number 1 for me. I have seen that movie so many times, and we got to show it at Rom-Comfest, and the writers Kiwi and Karen came, and Kiwi is now on my advisory board, and it's just been a lot of like OMG moments. So that's awesome. That's the biggest one for me. I think another one that I could watch like over and over is Bridget Jones' Diary. All of them basically, but adore that one. 3. I think Forgetting Sarah Marshall, I just rewatched again, and I forgot like how amazing that one was. Those are all some good ones. I think another one that I almost like don't want to say, because I feel like so many people say it, is When Harry Met Sally. I've noticed is like the majority of people's favorite rom-coms, but it's a classic. It's a classic.
Yeah, it's a classic. I mean, and all those are really great. Those are excellent ones. I think.
I've been watching, it's like, as with everyone now, trying to find new things to watch. And my fiance and I have gone in this spiral of Tom Hanks movies that we've ever seen, because it's basically like any movie Tom Hanks is in is wonderful. And
of course,
obviously we know Sleepless in Seattle and You've Got Mail, and he's in all these other rom-coms that I'd never heard of or seen. And so some fun ones is Joe versus the Volcano.
Oh yes, I remember that. Yeah, it's a really long time ago. Yeah.
It's him and Meg Ryan before the really popular ones.
Yeah.
So we watched that one, and we watched Splash recently.
Oh my God, yes.
Mermaid. Yeah,
I remember that.
How I missed those, but it's been a fun, just like Tom Hanks marathon.
Yeah. Daryl Hannah. I mean, I remember seeing that when I was a child. Like, I was little, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool. She's a real mermaid, Mom." And then, of course, then everybody had in their head at that point that mermaids had to be real. Like, duh.
Yeah.
No, those are pretty awesome. Now, what are you doing? How can people, engage and take part in anything that you're doing right now, virtually for Rom-Com?
Yeah, so it's been a little more sporadic, I'd have to say, but we've done a few virtual watch parties and screenings, which has been fun. So if you are interested in participating in any of those, you can sign up for our newsletter at romcomfest.com or follow us on Instagram. But we've done a few in different partnerships. We did one with IFC Films a few months ago, and did a 5-year anniversary of Sleeping with Other People. And Jason Sudeikis and Allison Brie did the Q&A after with Leslie Headland. Was really cool.
Oh, nice.
So done things like that, and other ones like when Netflix launched the Half of It, we did a watch party with that, and I put together like a food and drink and like what to wear, guide, and then we had a little chat together afterwards. So just trying to connect people that way, but mainly have been focusing on the romcomfest blog recently. So I've been writing, and we have a lot of contributors. Really such a fun range of like recipe ideas inspired by movies, and like people's love stories, and if you like this movie, watch this book. So just trying to create happy, uplifting content related to rom-coms for people to enjoy and inspire activities. So that's kind of been the main focus right now, and kind of waiting for any plans for physical events at the moment.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I do also, when I was on your site, I saw that you also were featuring one of my favorite movies, Love Jones, was on it. And I was like, oh my God, I love that. And it actually made me, when I saw it, I went back and watched it because it's been a while. But I was like, oh my God, I forgot how like great this movie is. And the music and just everything about it, Chicago, like it's such a cool movie.
Totally. I was trying, a few months ago with all the Black Lives movement, I was trying to just think what I can do, like what is my voice in this? And so it felt like the only thing that I'm an expert at right now is rom-coms. Like, how do I touch along with this? So I made a roundup of best Black rom-coms to watch, and was a neat way of, I think, Love Jones and Love and Basketball. There's certain ones that a lot of people know, but an opportunity to showcase some other ones. And there was one that was at our festival last year too. And so just to have that roundup, and that's been like our top clicked link. It was, for a while, it was like when you look up Black rom-coms, it was like Oprah's website and then Rom-Comfest. And I was like,
nice.
Woo!
Yes, no, I definitely saw that, and I thought that was really, really great, and appreciated that you were focusing on those stories as well, because a lot of times, people don't really realize them. Like, no, there are like a lot of Black romantic comedies. Like, you have to find them, look for them. So no, that's really awesome. So, well, I definitely look forward to joining some of your watch parties here, because I think that in my house, we love movies, and it has been pretty sort of hard to not be able to go to the theater and and do that. So we sort of create inside our house, like we'll go outside and watch watch movies, or we'll watch it in our media room, just so we're not like right in the family room and it seems like we actually got up and went, somewhere on a date, because that was
cool.
Yeah. Because
I've been wanting to do that. I just got like a little movie projector because I feel like I'm inspired seeing people do that, but we haven't set that up yet. But that's
no, it's so fun. I mean, it's great because it just sort of takes you out of like the everyday of watching a movie in your house. So so that's what we did.
Like, putting the phone in the other room has been helpful too. Like in the same way, if you're at a movie theater, you're not like scrolling on your phone.
Yes.
So putting the phone away, making like a specialty cocktail or food, and I'm very into popcorn and popcorn topping.
Oh yes. Oh my gosh,
like the movie experience.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely all about, when someone asks, I'm like, oh, I'm definitely all about the whole movie experience. Like, we're buying snacks, we're eating dinner, we're getting candy, we're getting all the things, because it's our date, it's what we do. So, but we have thought about like checking out the drive-in, and I've seen a lot of like pop-up drive-in theaters that people have like just put together. So, we may venture to do something like that, maybe later this year. I've been
wanting, a lot of people have asked about a romcomfest drive-in experience or something, and it would be so fun. I think it's like logistically for me, but I've seen other people doing the pop-ups. Like there in Oakland, there's a caterer who's doing one in her like parking lot, where then you get this like, really fancy food and get to watch movies.
Oh, that's cool.
That's such a fun idea.
I think you can pull that off. I think you should. Girl, I think you should throw it at the wall and see. Because I think it'd be really cool. Exactly. There's just something about like the whole drive-in experience that is just it's a lot cooler than going to the theater, because it sort of makes you think about like the old, what you see and what you saw in old movies and things of that nature. So there's some like nostalgia to that as well. So awesome. Okay, well, so I'm going to throw in a couple other random questions that I like to ask people. So tell me, how do you start the morning?
Coffee is a big part of my morning. I feel like that is like, I'm addicted now, I guess. It's like wake up and start the French press is like the first thing. I have a cat. His name is Rocky, and so if he will cuddle with me, or at least petting him is in the morning as well. I've been trying to not look at my phone right away, though it's not always easy, but I feel like normally it's like I wake up, open phone, scroll Instagram, look at emails, and then you can get that like one bad email that puts you in a bad funk. And so I feel like I've been trying to be more proactive of like, do not look at it yet until I'm like sitting down with the coffee and ready.
Exactly, yeah. And you've gotten the cuddling. You've had your cuddle session with Rocky. Yep.
Yes. So I think that I think it's still figuring out other routines. I think I'm always trying like time blocking and things like that, but it never really sticks. But my brain is often juggling around between romcomfest and dessert goals, and I actually just joined a new startup called Mixly, a new event ticketing platform. So my brain is kind of jumping between like 3 things at a time, and been trying to focus in and set up my hours and days in better ways.
Yes. So how do you deal with when someone tells you no?
It depends what it is, I guess. But,
say it's a business opportunity or something, from the business aspect that you're really excited about, or that, maybe didn't pan out. What do you do?
Yeah, I think it's hard not to take things personally. I think especially when your businesses are so a piece of you, which mine are. I think when I am told no, it definitely can feel like a blow. But it's good to remember in perspective that other people say yes, and that it's a lot of times with that, especially I do a lot of cold outreach, reaching out to sponsors and things like that. It ends up being a numbers game. So it's like, even if one says no, you just need a few to say yes. So
exactly.
you keep on going and kind of adjust and pivot and learn as you go, see what you can tweak with other outreach.
Yeah, no, I love that. I agree with you. I mean, I've sent, for every 5 people that may tell me, no, I don't want to be on your podcast, there are people like you who are like, oh, I would love to, so I think that, everything works in the timing and the way it's supposed to.
Definitely.
So how do you end the day?
That's always a little different too, I guess, especially now.
Right.
I feel like my fiance and I are cohabitating, co-working, everything together right now. So we've been trying to do a lot of workout videos. So I try to do one of those before dinner most days. Okay. So we'll do a workout video together and then make dinner. And a lot of times it ends with a movie. And as a working for yourself, I feel like I'm kind of always online and always working. So unless I've been decisive that like I am not working anymore today, usually the end of the day ends up like back online and doing more things. But I've been reading a lot also these last few months.
Nice.
Like Kindle. So I've been like getting books from the library through the Kindle and
very cool.
To read right before I go to bed as opposed to staring at a
screen. What do you? I think that's pretty awesome. So tell the audience how they can find you online for Dessert Goals and how they can find more about Rom-Com Fest.
Yeah, lots of handles, lots of places. So my personal Instagram and my personal website is mirayaberke.com. And I launched in the beginning of quarantine a like digital download on my personal website too, that's like event planning for your niche. So if you're looking to start your own event series, it's a fun little like feedback and tips and tricks from me. And Dessert Goals is just dessertgoals.com. Romcomfest is romcomfest.com. For both of them, we have blogs and Instagrams and all the things, Pinterest. So lots of social things on the internet to pass the time with.
No, that's awesome. Well, Miraya, I thank you so much for joining me today. It has been a pleasure. Your personality is infectious, and I see why you truly live and breathe the things that you work on, and it shows, and I can see it. I can hear it, and I wish you a lot of success here in the rest of 2020 and beyond.
Thank you so much. This was really fun.
Awesome. All right, thanks guys. I will be right back.
Welcome back to the Glow Up Girl podcast, everyone. And thank you again to Miraya for joining us. Be sure to go and check her out at Dessert Goals and Rom-Com Fest online and on social media. And thank you to all of you again for taking your time out of the day to support us. I truly appreciate all of you for just spending a little time with me for the Glow Up Girl podcast. Find us online at glowupgirl.com and on Instagram at glowupgirl and Facebook at glowupgirlatl. Before I go, I'd like to leave you with a little glowspiration. We rise by lifting others. That is a quote from Robert Ingersoll. Until next time, stay focused, fab, and glow up. Take care, everybody.